Let me know when it comes back there.
Meow, meow,
Hey.
meow, 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 meow.
Still not there.
Just waiting.
Okay.
I'm looking for when my hand switched to here. So we had to restart. Thank you guys for waiting. 2 times. So if you guys get 2 buffers, looks like we're back.
Yeah, the unfortunately the podcast version will be fucked up, but
That's okay. We could
sorry,
cut it together.
audio friend. Nah. I don't know. They can have episode 131. Like our episode 130 will be like the 13th floor of a hotel.
Great, perfect.
Yeah.
Well, I think we're back on this.
Are
here.
we?
Maybe. Let's wait for a comment to come through though.
Yeah.
Fuck. It's okay.
I should have tested it.
Shoot. I don't know. 'Cause now it looks like we're on a different stream. It says liberals reject science. It's time to spite mask. But it's okay. Let's just keep going. We can change the title of it later. We can do like part 1 and part 2 of the podcast.
This really blows.
It's okay. It's okay. Let's just keep it up. We're back on YouTube and Twitch. They're already watching us.
All right.
Can we switch to the video of the interview?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, we can now.
So this happened at GalaxyCon, I guess. This is Peter Robbins. Peter Robbins is the voice. It's fine, sweetheart.
Well, the amount of work I'm gonna like do on the back end now to like fix this is like such a fucking bummer, and it's like, ugh. All right, yeah, no, fuck this, like really. God damn it. All right, well, yes, okay, so
Can you rally?
I'm gonna try.
Okay. This is an interview that some dude, as you can like can you already? Yeah, they can already see.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the dude on the left. He's got because you were talking about his outfit and stuff and his intention, which we'll see in the actual video.
Yes.
Actually, my dress kind of looks like the fabric of his hat,
Yes.
except
Yeah, no,
Except mine's
doggy
yellow.
is groaning always. Yeah, no, like so, like the point is, like again, so when I'm feeling like this and it's 3 a.m, I go and look up how can I find a tragedy, like at 3 a.m, and I basically found it here. And so this, as you all can see if you're just watching it, which nobody's gonna be listening to it because like I'm not gonna do that. It's somebody from the CW who has a microphone. He's wearing a plaid trilby, I guess.
yeah, really something else.
And he is the unfortunate soul that entertainment networks have to send out to talk to people like the original voice of Charlie Brown. So, like, what would you expect him to actually hear?
Well, this interview should be like, oh, I love being here. It's so nice to see all of my fans. It's a nice trip down memory lane to be back as Charlie Brown at GalaxyCon.
Well, this is what he got.
All right, we're hanging out with Peter Robbins, original voice of Charlie Brown. Doesn't get much better than this.
Good grief.
Yes.
Now, what is your name?
My name is John.
And you represent the CW?
Yes, I do.
Now, how many autographs at $40 per do you want me to sign for everybody at the CW who I know loves Charlie Brown?
Oh
Our
my
Christmas party's
God.
coming up, so let's get everybody in the office.
Let's just start with you.
Okay, I'll take that. The
Get your-
perks of the job.
2
John, Jon.
Jon. Where's
yes.
the H?
My parents knocked it out of me.
All right.
Thank you so much. This is amazing.
The
Just wait.
original.
You are pretty much Minnesota royalty because obviously Peanuts is huge in the Twin Cities because of Charles Schultz. What's it like to come here?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm very happy to be here. 4 months ago, I was in a state mental hospital for the criminally
wow.
insane.
Oh, wow.
I have bipolar disorder. I've been in prison. I finally got the
That's
right
great.
medication, and the parole board has seen it to let me start my life over again.
So, how would you all handle this?
This is not a normal way to like do an interview, but I don't think he's capable of doing a normal interview.
This guy just laid on some wild shit.
This is heavy.
And like what's interesting is like, so if you go to this guy Peter Robbins, you go to his Wikipedia page, you can see that like look, he'd like never been arrested before, but he was sending death threats like to his like ex-girlfriend, like all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And you know, when he says what he had wrong with him, like, you know, I've dealt with this shit in my family and like also myself. I'm like, you know, like that probably is what it was. Like he never had been arrested before. I mean, like he finally had snapped. And look, you know, he was a child actor. He probably got diddled. Like some other shit, like probably accelerated some part of like what his brain was gonna do. And but this guy clearly did not read about who he was about to interview.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah, and that's what I love about it. So
It's incredible. Doesn't he go on?
oh yeah.
Does he say more crazy stuff?
Well, yeah.
Very cool.
And
Very cool, he
I've got
said.
so many
Very cool.
fans from,
Parole
Charlie
officer, very
Brown
cool.
giving me encouragement while I was in prison. And I'm so thankful to be here in Minneapolis, and I look forward to meeting all the great fans of Charlie Brown and all the people that have supported me through my hardship.
Congratulations on making it through that and coming back here and being here.
Yes, well, bipolar disorder, not treated, can be very destructive, and I made some emotional outbursts that I deeply regret, criminal threats, and that's all in the rearview mirror now. I'm looking.
So
Oh my God.
both of them, like these poor men, like so he needed to tell somebody, and he chose this poor victim about, you know, to tell him this wild shit.
Yeah, he is. Peter Robbins is stricken with guilt, has been guilt struck, and needs to say something.
Yes.
Because he's not had a chance really to publicly probably apologize.
Yeah, like
But he thinks like this is gonna reach more people than it actually will, and it looks like it has how many views? A few thousand. It's only got 19 likes, so it
Yeah,
can't have
like-
very many.
And how did I find that?
Yeah, how did you find this?
I
It
don't-
has less than 1,000 views, 671 views.
I don't know. Like this is again like where I go down like rabbit holes of stuff. Like so, I read his Wikipedia page. So I think I started on Halloween, Great Pumpkin, Peanuts, Heard Child Voice, Who was Peter Robbins, Peter Robbins interview after reading the Wikipedia page, and this is what I found.
It's wild.
It's
what
only a
you
year
found
old
here.
too. Like so, like he had been out of prison for about a year before this.
Wow.
Yeah. And they should never have sent him to prison, like which also is like
Yeah, it's a
thing.
little unfair.
Yeah.
Forward to coming to this Comic-Con, then I'm going to Kentucky, and I'm writing a book called Confessions of a Blockhead, which I hope will be a #1 bestseller.
That's cool.
I hope
Love
so
it.
too.
Thank you.
So what would you say is your favorite memory of being Charlie Brown?
All the hot girls I got to date.
What? You're saying that as though it didn't get you the hot girls?
No, it did.
It did?
All the
Okay.
girls love a celebrity.
Okay,
Oh my
so
God.
Captain Trilby doesn't understand, like, he just told you all this wild shit that is way over the top personal.
Yeah.
And he thought that this guy now would be able and equipped to make a joke
Yeah.
about hot girls. And nope.
Even
Yeah.
Donald Trump.
Wait. Rewind that really
That
quick.
one-
It did.
That one needs to land.
All
Okay.
girls love a celebrity. Even
Yeah.
Donald Trump.
Hang on.
What? You're saying that as though it didn't get you the hot girls?
No, it did.
It did?
All
Okay.
the girls love a celebrity. Even
Yeah.
Donald Trump.
The way he looks back and forth. That was his attempt at making a joke. All the girls love a celebrity, even Donald Trump. Oh my God.
Okay.
Just
So it did
So
help in
bad.
the dating department?
Well, I was a child actor. I was on F Troop, The Munsters, Get Smart, and then I got to do this voice of Charlie Brown, which was done after school. So it was a very pleasant experience compared to putting on makeup and
Like, watch his hand now.
who the interviewers?
Interviewer's hand, yeah.
having proper lighting and all that, and memorizing lines. I never had to memorize any lines, and even the lines are, ugh, I got a rock.
I love
Or
it.
It's like,
good
oh,
grief.
fuck.
Did you come up with the voice, or did they kind of? I mean, did the specific voice? Did they coach you through it, or were you like,
Yes.
this is what I feel like it is?
Well, I had my own little interpretation, but I was fed the lines through Bill Melendez, who did a lot of the Walt Disney. He was in the studio.
Anyway.
There's nothing else that's like weird that he says, right?
But
this is so bizarre. He got so off track for a second.
And again, just finding these kinds of things. So we were at a party, like a Halloween party, and actually, it was about a week before that. We saw all your friends.
Oh yeah, a week ago.
And this goes to the thing of like where my brain goes. So I was talking about how hilarious it is that a lot of characters in Star Wars are just racist stereotypes, and your friends were kind of shocked.
Yeah,
and I was like,
they didn't see him the same way.
What is Watto in the prequels? He's a literal flying stereotype of like a Jew. Like,
they gave him a big nose. He haggles.
What is Jar Jar Binks? A dumb African guy with dreadlocks. I mean,
I think he's he's supposed to be like Jamaican.
I mean,
what they think was the inspiration,
and they get away with it because they're like, okay, well, the actor that played him is this, but and then you have like Nien Nub, who's like the guy who was in the Millennium Falcon with Lando in Return of the Jedi. He's like an Asian fish. I mean, it's a disaster.
Yeah, he literally just put an Asian dude.
And so, again, 3 a.m. I wanted to look up. I wanted to look up if I were to Google, is George Lucas racist? Like, what would come up? So
yeah. Let's find it.
Yeah.
And this is
I want this first one right here.
Yeah. This is Rodney Presley. Thank you for your input, Rodney. We really appreciate it. He says, no, he isn't racist. He married a black woman. He's doing a lot better than most white Americans in this regard. The prequels weren't filled with racial stereotypes. Many people hated the prequels, so they said that Jar Jar Binks was racist. Mind you, many of these yahoos probably just voted for Trump. As a true, bold and italicized Star Wars fan, I can tell you that the prequels rocked, Lucas rocks, and he is not racist.
Okay, so
I love people who hang out on question and answer forums.
Needless to say, somebody who was also Googling the same question, and because he was confused as well, and Rodney Presley needed to defend his, hero, I guess.
Yeah, of course.
But he would only have found this question if he was Googling it himself.
Yeah, he's looking for it.
Because he also knows that George Lucas is kind of racist.
A little bit, yeah.
So, what?
No, he married a black woman.
Yeah, exactly.
He can't be racist.
Right. Which is yeah. And then, so the next thing is my favorite part of this, which, again, this is like 3 a.m. How the fuck does this exist kind of thing? So, I don't know if you all have seen it. So when a celebrity becomes, or a person becomes someone of note, you'll find these, Wikipedia is not ready for the person yet. And so you'll find these pages that are clearly written by somebody where English isn't their first language.
Yeah.
To just describe, but the thing is okay, so, if I had, let's say I had become today, a viral sensation on a reality show, some kind of thing. And, it was a surprise to me, to you, whatever. These pages go... And Jordan Bucklew also makes $40 million. Everything is just inaccurate, shit, because it's a mixture of a foreign person writing it and then also AI.
Yeah.
And so what you're about to see is this, and an answer to this, which is my favorite thing. I love this.
This is Mike Prinka. The Force is moderately okay with this one.
So this guy is totally an American, totally an American guy.
Oh, God. Mike says, is George Lucas autistic? Nobody knows. The only people who know the answer to that would be Lucas, possibly his family, and his physician. To date, nothing has been published to formally suggest that he's anywhere on the autism spectrum. Believe it or not, neurotypical people can have poor dialogue writing and character directing skills. In fact, those things are pretty much the default. Similarly, neurotypicals can be sensitive about their creative boundaries, dislike taking criticism, act socially awkward, and display obsessive behavior. While I understand where this question is coming from, merely being able to loosely levy these phrases doesn't make a diagnosis, particularly with regards to a celebrity you don't know. Having a disconnect with fans, meanwhile, is indicative of nothing except working in the entertainment industry. You almost have to be, otherwise you will get nothing done. Fans are to be appreciated from a distance, with a barrier between you and them. Otherwise, you lose yourself in a sea of madness and noise that grows exponentially worse with the size of the following. In this regard, Lucas is actually a lot more accommodating than he needs to be. Certainly more so than the likes of James Cameron. He's given frequent and very gracious interviews, permitted other creators to write stories within his fictional universe, purposely given them creative breathing room necessary to make the most of it, and through it all managed one of the biggest entertainment empires outside of Disney, inclusive of shrewd business and merchandising deals. It isn't impossible that Lucas could have Asperger's syndrome or a similar form of high-functioning autism, and I should note that Asperger's doesn't preclude one from being successful. However, merely knowing the WebMD symptoms isn't quite enough to make a diagnosis, and no matter how much our present culture likes to demonize it, we should all be clear that merely being shy isn't an illness.
So that
all he had to say was no.
That wasn't what I was looking for, but also really fucking funny.
I can't believe somebody, like a stranger on the internet, just wrote a thesis on George Lucas.
I mean, that's okay. But okay.
You will have to.
There was something else that I saw. Han was like, okay, but also so funny, like
incredible. Have you seen Does Bruno Mars is Gay?
Yeah, like same.
That's
vibe.
a classic one.
Yeah.
Does Bruno the rumor come out? Does Bruno Mars is gay?
Let's see. Let me look up. Because it kind of. I think that happened for like what I'm looking for, like, and I find them all over the place now. It's like these weird sort of, I don't know what the fuck they are. Like they're like these weird, like, what's like a micro celebrity? Like they wouldn't have a Wikipedia page.
A micro celebrity that doesn't have a Wikipedia page. Oh, I was gonna say like find a YouTuber, but they have Wikipedia pages.
They do now. Let's like okay. Let me do like Trisha Paytas.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to the next thing. Net worth, and you like, and then or rather, okay, hang on. Dating.
Oh yeah, and then
you'll see like it's like always. It's not Ranker. Okay. Okay, like these are the sites I'm talking about.
Yeah, look at this. And it's always like a really outdated photo.
She's a Taurus as well. Okay.
Oh, wow. Of course she's a fucking Taurus. Let's see. Does that say 1968? No, 1988 is when she was born. I was going to say 1968.
This one actually...
This actually seems pretty accurate.
It does.
Have you ever seen her tits?
Yes, yeah.
They're bad. Whoever did them, like, put her nipples in the completely incorrect place.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Trisha Paytas is a little too well known because the Frenemies podcast is really popular now.
Ah, it's true.
I saw this. Oh my god! I saw this TikTok of a clip from Frenemies, and she goes,
"This site actually does a good job of like explaining like what I have." So like, let's assume like for a second that my English like language like thing is not correct, but it's like they always do like this vague thing here. Like there are usually many dating news and scandals surrounding famous celebrities. Like they fill their time with this kind of thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Sorry.
I saw this TikTok of her on Frenemies, and she was like, we don't like need gravity. And Ethan goes, what? And she goes, yeah, like imagine if they just never invented gravity. Like we'd be fine. And he's like, who do you think invented gravity? And she's like, Isaac Newton. And he's like, so he invented gravity. He just turned it on one day, and we all have it. She's like, what do you mean? It's like, we don't need it. I don't think we need it. It's just like the most brain dead, which is so funny because that's just who she is. Like, she's a bimbo.
Well, what's funny?
And
Like,
it's hilarious.
I had in the note of like, what did I say exactly in the note? It was
Ethan needs to start boxing.
so iDubbbz, you know who that is, right?
Yes, yeah.
He put out a video yesterday, like, or last night, like which is like what made me put it in the note, and he was like calling out Rice Gum, who I've not thought about for like about 3.5 years, saying that like I need to box somebody, and he tried to like downplay it as I need to box somebody who has some sort of viral celebrity, right? And I just commented, I'm like, this is so pathetic. Like,
Yeah.
like just admit that YouTubers, you're done. Like TikTok is
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Like, you guys don't matter. Like, and all Ethan Klein can do is dunk on a borderline retarded bimbo who's way funnier than Ethan will ever be.
Right.
Which is why, like, you go on TikTok that she probably is on, but like also,
Oh, yeah.
like viral TikToks happen because Trisha Paytas is way funnier than Ethan Klein.
Yeah.
Has ever been. So it was like this kind of thing of like, okay, you guys are all trying to cash in on the last like ounce of like relevance you could possibly have, which is like,
Right.
and I actually, it was dark. It was like, it was a dark thought. Like, so I'm like, okay, well, old Susan Wojcicki, the one who like runs YouTube, it's like,
Yeah.
okay, well, you now have relegated these people to the point to where it's like, she has created the new Coliseum. Like, these people will, like, they'll fight to the death or garner brain damage. Like, I'm telling you, like, viral celebrities, like, fighting to the death is coming. It totally is coming. I really believe it's coming. But the irony is that Trisha Paytas, how do you say her name?
Paytas. Yeah.
She'll be fine.
Trisha Paytas is what I say.
Paytas. She'll be fine.
Oh, yeah.
And also keep in
Totally.
mind, like, if y'all don't remember, like, she got famous because she said Mitt Romney was sexy and wanted to vote for him in Obama's second term.
And was she wrong?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. Like, he's, yeah. I mean, yeah. Like, I don't know. Whatever. Like, it's like, it was more funny. Like, yeah. Well, no, she wasn't. Like, I don't know.
I mean, back in the day, Mitt Romney was an attractive man, and I get the idea of like crushing on like a dude who's completely unattainable, both like physically and like spiritually. Like, he's a Mormon man. Like, he's never gonna cheat on his wife for Trisha Paytas, or if he does, you know, it's like scandalous, you know.
Yeah. And
It's
like,
why like in gay porn, Mormon boys is like
I don't
is
think
like
anyone
had
would
like
know.
a very iconic blip in gay porn.
yeah, like that. Yeah. You're probably right. Like, this kind of thing of like, it would be so scandalous if somebody did it is like why it's a turn on. But like, the thing was,
Yeah.
is like, have you seen that original like video of her doing that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, her thing was not that. It was just more like, it was a lead up of about 10 minutes about why she wanted to vote for him. That was nonsense. And then she just finally admits that I find him hot. It's like,
Yeah.
so it wasn't about that at all. But that went viral, and then she became easily one of my favorite. Like, we're all going down. Like, so we might as well just have these blonde, big-titted dumbasses
Yeah.
that make us laugh, you know?
Yes.
And again, the point being that, like, you know, Ethan Klein, to survive this YouTube lull that is not going away, where YouTube wants to be a online program that streams only MSNBC or like CNN or whatever, or Fox, you know, whatever. YouTubers that made the whole thing matter don't matter anymore. But Trisha Paytas is so stupid and funny that she now has. She's like, might be the most interesting person I've ever seen fall upward.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone I've ever seen. Like,
Yeah.
and I think it's like her absolute unapologetic thing.
And
like,
also, like, I think I may grant her like the credit of like it being very strategic what she has done. Like
I would too, to be honest.
She, of course, had the viral moment a long time ago on YouTube, but always remained relevant online, even to the point where she was like in vlogs of David Dobrik, who used to be the most popular vlogger on YouTube. And when he was the most popular vlogger, she started dating his best friend and was in every single video and was always the star of those videos. Now she's doing, or she used to do, the Frenemies podcast, which was like one of the most popular podcasts on YouTube with Ethan Klein.
Is it that popular?
It was really popular.
Okay.
So she like really jumped from viral thing to viral thing, and she is the magic. She's the secret ingredient of all of these things.
Because she is, like, every scandal she's been in has made her more popular. So, like, I remember, like, there was something where she said she was trans or something.
Yes,
that created a whole thing.
And
then
Dr. Drew actually talked about that because, like, he ended up talking to her about, like, her gender identity. And he like, sort of got her to admit that, like, she is more so like a gay man who's a drag queen in a woman's body. Like, she's a drag queen. She's a female drag queen,
which is pretty
is
accurate.
what, like, she admitted.
You know, like,
so yeah, I know.
She's like, she is visibly Dolly Parton if she was, like, she's Dolly Parton if she was her age today, meaning Trisha's age, without any talent or brains. So, like, that's, which, Dolly Parton kind of is, how many drag shows would you go to through which the people who are in the drag show dresses up as Dolly Parton?
Oh, tons.
Yeah.
And, like, one of my favorite drag queens is, like, I don't have many. I'm like I have two drag queens that I watch, and they have a YouTube channel or a YouTube show that they do. But one of them is heavily inspired by Dolly Parton and is a musician and makes country music as a drag queen, which I think is very, very cool. But yeah, it's like Dolly Parton. You've said this before, and like it's part of that King of the Hill episode where like drag queens will embody like masculine women because they're the most like powerful and domineering and like interesting women to pretend to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, Dolly Parton being one of those women, Trisha Paytas also being one of those women. Probably in a few years, drag queens will start pretending to be her, So, yeah.
Oh yeah.
What is this?
It's the iDubbbz video. Who cares?
Oh yeah, the iDubbbz video.
Yeah, no. Yeah, I think it's funny because like I think that with the Trisha Paytas thing actually goes to politics, like where it's this thing of people will eventually realize that as far back as she made it a joke, it's been a joke for that long.
Yeah.
And I don't know. We have two choices. Either she is an accidental genius or she's an accidental retard. I don't really know what it is. Like, but I think she might be a genius.
I think so too. It's tough to admit, but she's right. We don't need gravity. We should just like turn it off.
Yeah. I mean,
why do we need it?
What's the point anymore?
I'm so annoyed that Sir Isaac Newton invented gravity.
I'm too, honestly. Because, like, yeah, her heavy tits would weigh less if there was...
Exactly. That's probably why she's mad.
Yeah, I don't blame her.
Yeah. But, yeah, to go back to her tits, they put her nipples, like, way too high up. Like, really high.
Yeah.
And she's got big tits. Like, your nipples are supposed to hang lower.
Yeah, she's got, like,
your tits are.
It's like a surprised face. Like, between her, like, belly button and her tits. It's like... Yeah.
It's no good. It's no
not
good.
What else we got?
I'm sorry. Maybe she got it fixed though.
Probably.
She could
at this point. Yeah.
But this was like 2 years ago that I saw her tits on my Twitter timeline. I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
Why is this on here?
I don't know.
Do we have anything else?
I think we do. Dune.
Yeah, we should talk about that.
Did you like it?
Not really. It was just like boring. I think like you actually said it before the movie started. We looked at the time and it's like a 2 hour and 20 minute movie. And you're like, it's not enough time. That's not enough time for it to be a full movie that encompasses the entire book. And you're like, there's going to be a sequel.
Mm-hmm.
Sure enough, at the end, they set it up for a sequel. It was just so, like, Timothée was so boring. Do people say Timothée, or do they say Timothy? It's both. French, but he has, like, a half French mom or something.
Yeah.
So, Timothée was not good. Jason Momoa was pretty good.
Because he had an arc. I mean, like...
But everybody else was, like, bland. And, like, I mean, Oscar Isaac, not a very interesting actor. Needs other good actors around him to, like, complement him, you know? There weren't enough, though.
Yeah, and the thing is like, I was saying to you, look, you know, I read the book a long time ago. Like, it's been, like, over 10 years I read the book.
Yeah.
Wow. Like probably like 15 years ago at this point. I don't remember hating Paul so much, like, because
The main character.
I think, like, what's difficult for me to Paul, who is, you know, Chalamet, you know, was watching it and being like, okay, I love this director. I thought I loved the source material. I might be confused about something, but they made Paul, like, it was Star Wars for boys. It was like they made boy Ray.
Yeah.
And it was just, he was good at everything. Like, clairvoyant to
Didn't
everything.
really have any flaws that ended up causing him harm.
Zero
in the
flaws.
movie.
Zero.
Like, the flaw was, like, I mean, fuck. Like, he's got the special power of, like, being able to, like, predict the future with his dreams and shit. So, like, I don't know. Like, he hates his mother for giving him that power, but it doesn't backfire in any way that he hates his mother. Like, that's a flaw that should, like, receive punishment, you know?
Right. And
he doesn't get any punishment.
Right. And then he has these dreams about Zendaya, equally as, like, boring of an actor.
So boring.
And then wins a knife fight in the desert with somebody who, we are told before the knife fight that he is the most accomplished knife fighter in the desert. He wins it, kills this guy. We have, like, a little bit of exposition in terms of footage, in terms of, like, him practicing knife fighting in the simulation.
Only a little, yeah.
But then kills this guy, and then it sets it up for a sequel. So, like, now we can, like, watch a sequel with the two most boring people on the planet. Like,
right. When was the last time this movie was adapted, by the way?
David Lynch did it in the 80s.
80s, okay.
Which, that one is bizarre. Like, it's also not good. It's interesting to watch just because it's so weird, but it's not a good movie. And so, are we still online?
We are, yeah. The comments are coming through on our screen, but they're on my phone, so I can see them.
Oh, okay.
But
they aren't coming through on the screen.
On the screen, yeah. They're not up here.
Okay.
But they're right here.
Sorry, spoilers. I thought you all had left. Like, that's, like, why I'm, like, saying all this
There's
shit.
not, we didn't really give any spoilers, really. Very mild, but, like, you know.
I hate Chalamet, and it sucks, like, because, like, in my private life, like, when I talk about how much I dislike Chalamet, they, like, point to you, and they're like, oh, yeah. I'm like, yeah, because, like, he looks similar to Chalamet, like, doesn't mean that I want to see that person on screen anymore. Like,
yeah. He's just generally uninteresting as an actor, except for, like, Call Me By Your Name, which was an interesting character for him to play.
Which, like, okay, so
every other character has just been cute boy in the lead role.
Yeah, and we watched a couple of movies that he showed, like, you know, Interstellar. He showed up in the beginning of it as the son, and then another movie we watched where he was in it before Call Me By Your Name, and I'm like, oh no, he kind of sucks, but it worked in Call Me By Your Name because he was, like, aloof and weird, which sort of fit the movie, you know, and committed to, like, being, you know, a 15-year-old gay boy or whatever. Like, so, but God damn, I've just had enough. I've had enough of seeing literally every actor in this movie. Like, I've had enough of seeing all of them. Yeah, Oscar Isaac too, who I think is a great actor. I just don't, like, it's the most, like, milquetoast shit. Like, I don't know. It bummed me out. Like, you know, I loved the new Blade Runner movie. I loved it. That Villeneuve did as well. Yeah. But Ryan Gosling, like, enough too. enough.
Yeah.
Like,
not the best choice.
Find
for that cast.
new people, like, please.
Yeah.
You know, and so,
like they're pushing. Dowry said like Hollywood is pushing Timothée to be the next big thing, and he's just not. He's not what we mean when we say find new people. You know.
No.
Like find another like boy actor who has not been in a big movie. This cast was already like star-studded so that people would go see it. Like you can sacrifice one star to have like to give somebody else a chance, you know.
Which is like the most horrific part because they've already started a second sequel and the movie like made money. And so I think it probably was because people went and saw Chalamet in it, you know.
Yeah.
Like and so I get it. It's just how movies are becoming like, you know, like just whatever. So
and he's so skinny.
Yeah. That was the other part too. Like I mean
I'm skinny too, but I'm not on like movie theater screens, you know.
Well, yeah, you're skinny
like
too.
Like millions of people aren't watching.
But your stature wouldn't be foisted upon an audience through which they need to be convinced that you would win a knife fight with a black person who's lived in the desert his whole life. I mean, come on. Like, make him bulk up a little bit, like something. But here's the thing with him, like, he's not young. He is probably older than you at this point. And so it's like,
I don't think so. No,
really?
I think he's younger than me.
What are we gonna like? You know, what are we gonna do? Like, is he gonna become Christian Bale? Like, and if he does, then interesting. Mm-hmm. But in the meantime, I'm just fucking bored, and he's in everything. Like, and it sucks. Like, I wanted to see this movie. He's the star of it.
He's 25, says Dowries.
So
he's also in 4 movie roles right now.
Yeah, like
currently, like doing 4 roles.
Also, the Wes Anderson movie that I wanted to see, his dumb face is in it, and I probably now won't see the movie because I don't want to see him anymore.
Yeah,
I've had enough of him. So, yeah, no, he is like a bummer to me, like a general, just sort of bummer. Like, but unfortunately, to the rest of the world, he isn't box office poison. But like to Jordan's little private angry world, he is. So. Yeah, no, I just didn't like it. Like, and like, I didn't remember. Like, again, like I said, like I don't know if I didn't like the book as much as I remembered, or I didn't like the movie. I don't know which one was the case. Mm-hmm. So,
damn. Yeah, it wasn't great, unfortunately. Was hoping that it would be, but
me too. I mean, I subjected you to do it. Like, I don't think you would have like actually watched it on your own volition. So we're
gonna rewatch The Thing tonight, aren't we?
I'd like to.
Yeah,
sure.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
You mentioned it last night. It's so funny that you mentioned it last night because in the shower yesterday, I thought of like scary movies that I had seen that I don't really remember all that well, mm-hmm. and that's one of them. I was thinking about movies because like I don't remember movies too well. Like I remember like certain like pivotal moments, but I don't remember like endings of movies. It's so strange that like they never really register with me. So and that was one of the movies that came up in my head in the shower, and I don't think I mentioned it to you.
It'd be fun.
Yeah. So and we've got popcorn now too, so
we do. Is there anything else in there?
I don't think so. Let's see. The right side of his face is lower than the left. Yeah, I know. No. The photo that I put of Timothée in the thumbnail is completely unedited.
Yes, and every person that Sean puts in thumbnails is completely totally an unedited person. Like
they are completely. They look just like that in real life. Yes. I've never once edited reptile skin onto Elizabeth Warren
or onto
Hillary Clinton.
I'm Hillary Clinton, and
I'm kind of retarded.
So, yeah.
Delreese says The Thing is his favorite horror movie.
It's
great.
It's so good.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch it.
Again,
yeah, it's nice. We've never rewatched a movie together, actually.
No, we haven't.
So that's fun. But yeah. All right. I think
sorry
that's
about
that.
all the technical shit, and also
it's okay. I'll handle the video, and I'll change the thumbnails.
I don't mind doing it.
No. It's really not a big deal. And so, if you want to try putting the audio together, you can.
I'm not gonna.
But
like this will be like the lost episode for
the lost episode. Yeah, we'll put up the
And
we'll just skip to next week
like,
for audio only.
I know one person in our life that does like listens to our audio. But we have a lot of people that listen to just the audio and like regularly. Like it isn't just because of the name, it's the anime. Like there are like regular people who listen to just the audio, and I don't know who the fuck they are.
I know, yeah.
And it's really interesting.
Like on SoundCloud, we're also on Spotify and the
everything,
the podcast app. So it's like and Anchor FM or whatever. So like, and these are all. You can't track who's watching it by comments or anything like that.
I don't know who it is.
We have no clue. Especially, and when we post our stuff to YouTube, usually by the next day it has like 100 views. Mm-hmm. Who are those people? Who are those people?
I really don't know. Yeah. So anyway, no. I'll fix the video. It's fine. All right.
Okay.
Love you all.
All right. Love you guys.
See you
next week.
Well, Saturday. It's this week.
Oh, yeah. This week. Bye.